Welcome to an all-new Bullet Points. My name is Michael Loftus. This gentleman,
Judd Dunning.
See, I mixed it up on us. This is the fastest 21 minutes on the internet. You give us 21 minutes and keep your pants on, we're going to give you the world.
Yes.
I'm not underselling.
Minute creep. You made it. 21. We're a 21-minute show now.
Here we go. 5 topics. We got 4 biggies and a wild card. Stay tuned. What, Judd Dunning, are we going to be looking at today?
All right, Michael Loftus, our 5 bullet points this evening are: bullet point number 1, Rashida Tlaib and Ilan Omar party crash Israel.
There's my bullet shot.
I want one at the beginning and the end.
Bullet point number 2.
Trump economy, what recession?
Ooh, now I got the timing down. Bullet point number 3.
California says ethnic studies this, bitch.
Wow.
I just dropped
You're
that.
just throwing B-bombs everywhere. You B-bomb.
I just changed our rating.
Bullet point number 4.
Screw it. Let's buy Greenland, shall we?
And then there will be a wild card that we're not going to tell you right now because we're baiting the hook. You got to wait. Or you can just skip ahead. Okay, we got it. I'm very stoked for this.
Yes.
I'm pretty high on Red Bull, pretty high on life.
Pretty high on Red Bull too.
Yeah, it's good.
This show eventually will be a sponsor formally.
Bring it.
This is not urine. Okay, just write it down. All right, moving on.
All right, so our first bullet point of the night. Now here's the way it works, you guys. We got 2 minutes. We got 3 minutes.
That's right.
Woo!
Welcome to the next evolution of our show.
We wanted to go a little deeper in the stories. We made ourselves a promise last week. We'd go 3 minutes, only 4 topics and a wild card. Okay, so put 3 minutes on the clock.
3 minutes on the clock.
Our first bullet point is.
Oh, I get to read my whole title.
You do. Bring it.
Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar party crash Israel. Mama Tlaib love visit or liberal BDS setup? Netanyahu shuts down the Jew-hating party, then eases up and gets played.
That's the whole story.
That's it.
That's really the whole story. I love this one.
Let's hear it.
I really love this story because here you've got Rashida Tlaib and Ilan Omar. We're going to Israel. They weren't going to Israel. They're going to Palestine. They could have gone with a bunch of other congressmen on like the official trip, but they no, we're going to do our own thing. They didn't want to meet with any officials from the Israeli government, any officials from the opposition party. They wanted to go exclusively to Palestine, talking to the gang from BDS, which is not as sexy as it sounds.
No.
It's boycott, divest, and sanction.
Sanction, yeah.
So it's like economic warfare.
Right.
And Israel's like, boink, stay home.
Right.
It was great. And then Rashida Tlaib, I just want to visit my grandma. She's 90 years old. We want to do some fig picking. And so that's what she said.
It's very biblical too.
I want to go fig
Michael
picking.
was raised on the Bible.
I was raised on a Bible ranch. So Israel, God bless them, they're like, come on over, go see Granny. She's 90 years old.
Right.
And then Rashida Tlaib says, I don't need to see my grandmother.
Right.
So it's the perfect metaphor. She hates Israel more than she loves her own family.
Right.
And that's the whole problem right there. Judd Dunning.
That's true. Well, and actually, so she'd been staging this since 2018 as an anti-event to AIPAC, right? That was their visit was to, they were more about harming Israel and inciting hate against Israel is actually what they said. So by the time they came over, the chancellor, Zibzi Hotavel, he shut it down, which my Hebrew is horrible. He shut it down and said, hey, you can't come over here if you don't believe in our existence. So that was coming, and they used that event because they were staging that event. So they did see that coming. And then she turned around and she goes, oh, but I want to see my mommy.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, you can see your mommy. And she's like, I don't want to see my mom anymore. Israel sucks. I mean, come on. That's exactly what happened.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, when will the Palestinian people realize the people who've been leading them around, your elected officials, they're no good. They're no bueno. They hate Israel more than they love you. Yeah. That's the problem.
You know my favorite Zionist is?
Who?
Joe Biden. He calls himself a Zionist. He's pro-Israel. Go back to his history. I mean, that's the thing. The left doesn't realize how much of the left still stands with Israel. So these guys, do you see they were being punished through their own party? They're thinking, I mean, the party's upset with them for doing this.
Well, good. And I tell you what, Trump is being so blatant by saying.
I agree with the Biden.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
No, but I'm like, I love how Trump is being so blatant about it. He's like, Well, AOC and Rashida Tlaib, they're the squad. That's the new face of the Democratic Party. Like, there's no subtlety to it at all.
Yeah.
He's not like, I wonder who's the...
I was just wondering, what's 3 minutes going to be like? I mean, I think it works. Let us know.
Too. That's
All
the
right.
story.
But the bottom line
that's
is...
the story I've been asking myself a long time, Judd.
What's
3 minutes going to feel like?
I don't know if you were asking that. I think somebody else was. All right, moving on to bullet point number 2.
Woo!
Chang,
What do we got here?
Okay, great. So our next bullet point is Trump economy. What recession? Wouldn't the left love this fantasy that there was a huge recession coming? But the question is, would Obama get the credit for the recession like he's got for the boom so far? And that's what's been going on for a while.
Throw 3 minutes up there. This is
Awesome.
now. It's funny. It is funny. But like with Bill Maher, I was like, he goes, I wish there'd be a recession. Then that way these idiots wouldn't vote for Trump again. Then like they revisited it a couple days ago, and he's like, no, I meant it. And I'm like, oh, bummer, dude.
That's
like,
true,
like
yeah.
once again, like seriously, this is like the elitist, leftist garbage that I can't stand. Bill Maher, by doubling down on that, he's going, I know better than you and you and you and you and you.
That's a great observation about the elitism of wanting a recession because you want to control the masses because you know what's best in the long run. That is brilliant.
It's bonkers.
Right.
It's bonkers. And all these people. No, I didn't understand the yield curve. You know yield curves and stuff.
DWG Capital Group. So this is my background. I can't even say it. Too much Red Bull. No, the economy, and it's what's really interesting. It's very simple what's going on. This happened in 2008, the housing bubble. 2000, the tech bubble. 1990, 1980. It's very simple. When people get nervous about the future because Trump is battling trade imbalances.
Yes,
the short-term bond, right, has a higher interest rate than the long-term bond. So usually you pay somebody more money, like 5%, if you hold the bond for a long time, or you pay them like 3% if you hold it for a shorter amount of time. So that just flipped, which means people trust the short-term more because of what Trump's doing. But he's correcting a $300+ billion trade imbalance. So we're going to have a little bit of pain in the short run.
And here's the thing that I would like to know. That if because the short-term bonds are paying off big time, that means I think people are worried about Trump not getting reelected.
Well, wait a minute. But when you say big time, I have to correct. They're so low because we've been artificially repressing the market for so long. Even our bond rates that we're talking about are historically aberrant. We're not letting the economy flow and clear itself out. So
I wish they would.
Yeah.
I wish they would. I know the Fed keeps messing with interest rates because they want wiggle room and they want to be able to be there in case there's. It's weird, but it seems like a man-made disaster. If they keep raising the interest rates.
Lowering them,
to mess with the economy because they're worried about a recession. Then it seems like
and quantitative easing.
It's going to be.
That's what Trump said.
It's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, guys.
Right.
So
you nailed that at the beginning. That's what Bill Maher was tapping into. Let's go ahead. Let's tank the economy to get Trump out of office.
Yeah. And listen. I'll go back to all the people go. Barack Obama. The Trump economy is Barack Obama's economy. Listen, Barack didn't know what he was doing. He had no idea. He never got us to up to a 3 GDP. I think he's the first dude in history who was never able to do that.
Debt was
and
massive.
He's like, what is Trump going to have a magic wand? So he was in over his head. The American economy is so great. The American people are so awesome. Our ingenuity, small businesses, entrepreneurs. Our economy is idiot-proof. It really is.
Right. As long as you keep deregulating, which Trump is.
I swear, like if you look at what Roosevelt did back in the Great Depression, like most other countries just had the Depression. We had the Great Depression because Roosevelt and his boys couldn't stop poking at it.
Right.
Just sit back and relax.
It would have cleared out.
It would have cleared out. Right. Just sit back, relax. It might be a little scary, but that's part of the excitement. That's perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Okay, I'm gonna let it go. There's so much I could say on this. But
I know you're Mr. Economy.
I don't know, but let's move on.
You're Judd Economy 12,000. We're up to like topic number 3. Flying. We're talking about.
Is that a whip or a bullet? I don't know what's going on.
It's a bullet whip. That's the next spinoff. We got this show. We got single shot.
Bullet
we'll
whip.
have bullet whips.
All right, bullet point number 3, Michael Loftus. Woo! California says ethnic studies this. I toned it down a little bit. Just in case you've forgotten how corporatist, racist, and horrible American the Jews are, in their eyes at least, they've come out with a plan called it's called the Ethnic Studies Curriculum for California. And basically, It just came out, so let's put 3 minutes on the clock. A new California ethnic studies plan came out. Michael, do you want me to continue, or would you like to?
I know very little about this. I know a little. I did a little bit of studying up on it, but it's very disturbing to me. I don't like this. This is what people don't like about public schools.
Right.
Homeschooling is blowing up. Attendance in private schools, and right now I know this. After the teacher strike in LA, they put a moratorium on like new what do you call that when you try to get the lottery? It's not a private school. It's a
no, not the charters, vouchers.
Magnet school, or voucher school.
Right.
They're like not allowed to have any more of those.
Right.
Because they're going to force. They want to force children.
Competition.
Yeah, they're going to eliminate competition, and then you get junk like this ethnic studies thing. Who did this? This is Jerry Brown.
Right. Came out
Moonbeam.
2006. It came out from Moonbeam. Then it was taken further later. But what's interesting is when they just came out and they just presented it, and they're like, oh, well, it was a draft anyways, right? Which is Darling Hammond said, President Darling Hammond. But 83 Jewish organizations came out and said it only represented the Palestinian, the BDS part. It was all about repression and corporatism. They even had a portion where they were going to study black oppression through police brutality. And everybody came out there and said, what's going on here? And they were going to do poems by Willie Perdomo about how he killed a bunch of cops. It was basically Howard Zinn on steroids, but it got shut down immediately. But the problem is that it's still in the system. They say it's going to come back. They're going to keep doing it. Now, the big point which I want to make, ethnic studies, whoa, hey, whatever that was in the Matrix. Ethnic studies itself, it says, divides Americans into groups, 4 groups, major groups, which is the victim groups are African Americans, Asian Americans, Native Americans, and Latinos. Basically saying, you've been oppressed and America is unjust. So that's what we're going to teach, instead of the identity of being American. And it's becoming part of our statewide curriculum.
Now, this is mind-boggling to me, that like when you have kids, like we could be focusing on science, we could be focusing on the arts, we could be focusing on civics, you could focus on so many other things, but like, listen, kids, sit down, and I'm going to tell you that you and the entire group that you identify with has been systematically oppressed by the government that you're supposed. Like how like that's in a way it's like we're going to teach you how to hate this country.
Right.
And it is the most. It's what a horrible idea.
Right.
What just a horrible idea. And it's like, remember when self-esteem was the biggest thing?
Right.
Remember when the self-esteem and now
presidential fitness test.
Right. So now you got some little kid feeling good about his life, like, hey, I'm doing good, and then he sits down in school like, hey, no. You've been oppressed.
Right.
You're a victim, little man.
Isn't it interesting?
Hey, pass the Kleenex, loser.
Right.
You suck.
Right.
You suck.
You have you suck on there?
It's horrible.
Right.
You suck.
You suck. It's one of our sounds. But it's interesting because they talk about body shaming and all these sensitivity issues, right?
Yeah.
But they sign off on America shaming and culture shaming the kids. So you're shaming the kid's identity. You're shaming the student's identity. So you're not only shaming their body or whatever. You're shaming their identity. So by the way, you're fired. So it's crazy. It's Howard Zinn 2.0.
So you're a kid in school in LA, and your best friend who's African American is like, I've been oppressed. And then your other best friend who's Chinese American, like, oh, I've been oppressed. And then you're like, you're the white kid.
You suck.
And you're like, I guess
I'm the oppressor.
I guess I suck. It's like nobody wins. Yeah. Nobody wins. Yeah. It is a melting pot. It is a fondue of tears.
Dude, it's a liberal progressive breeding ground, though. I mean, it's exactly what they do with the Palestinians at a young age, or in Arab countries. They teach them to hate the country at a very young age. We're indoctrinating kids. So
well, I'll say it right here. If you are part of one of these groups and you feel like you've been oppressed, vote Republican.
Yeah, and you suck. Bravo,
all right. Bullet point number 4. This is so much fun. Bring it.
All right, bring it. The topic is, our bullet point number 4 is, screw it, let's buy Greenland. Denmark says they're laughing, but are they? And who the hell is Guiana, American Guiana?
Yeah.
So put 3 minutes on the clock. Thank you very much. I'll jump in, Michael, then you can opine.
Please do.
Please do. Thank you very much.
I will opine.
I love your
I will opine presently.
So what's really interesting, it came up as a joke that, he said, hey, could we buy this? Because America has tried to buy this in the past, like $15 million quite some time ago.
Yeah.
They said now it would be valued at $1 trillion if we bought Greenland. There's 56,000 people that live in Greenland. We already have a base there. We have the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, is there. We're strategically positioned with our allies against Russia, which is a growing threat. But in 1867, we bought Alaska, so it's not an unusual thought. And apparently, the payment is $591 million to keep up this massive island.
Right.
And Denmark said, "Oh, we're laughing. We're not having a hard time making this payment." But apparently, that was in the ethers. And then today, as you know, they just shut this whole deal down.
Because Trump was joking about it. He was joking about it. And even you can kind of see it through my big fat head. He's like, "I promise I won't do this to Greenland."
He retweeted it.
Now, I was doing a joke on my podcast, the Loftus Party podcast, which I'm sure you all subscribe to. But listen, we got a problem in Hong Kong right now. You got a problem with Hong Kong. We got a bunch of people who grew up in freedom, and in 2047, they're all going to get resucked into that big blob of communism.
Right.
They need a place to go.
Right.
I'm floating the balloon, but I'm halfway not joking.
American Hong
Let
Kong?
us buy Greenland and just fast track everybody from Hong Kong. You get to live there. Bring a jacket. Bring a jacket.
Is this chess?
It would be great.
Yeah, it would be great.
It would be great. Now, you know they got riches up there in Greenland. They just can't get to them. And look at that natural beauty. Look at that.
Pretty
Come
hard
on.
to make a move from Hong Kong. I mean, Hong Kong's pretty awesome. You'd be like, "Oh, you're here."
Hey, here's the problem.
This is very cold.
Hong Kong was nothing. Hong Kong was nothing until like the British came in and had capitalism. Then when China went communist, then Hong Kong really flourished.
Right.
I'm telling you what. Now the people of Greenland, they might be a little bummed. There's only like 59,000 of them.
56,000.
Right. Which is
And
like,
actually, a lot of them
which
are
is
okay
like
with
the
it.
which is like the line in McDonald's in Vegas.
Right.
At 2 a.m.
Right.
We have.
You're all American. Free burgers.
I swear to God.
it's true. It's not
State
that many people.
51. Greenland.
Yeah.
Come on. We want you guys. I love you. I love your culture.
I love green.
I love land. And hopefully you like the people of Hong Kong, because they're just going to be sliding in just for a little bit. It'd be great. We should have a space station there.
Could you imagine, though, if we actually bought that right now? But I'll tell you what's interesting. So Venezuela is one of your big topics.
Yeah.
So British Guiana, which is right next door to it's like 860,000 people. Like already a couple 100,000 of them have become American. They are appealing. They're saying the government of Guyana is petitioning the U.S. Congress to admission into our union right now. So they want, and there's a reason, they're right besides, as you were saying about Hong Kong, they're right by Venezuela, and they want to be our next Puerto Rico. They want to be part of the United States. So there are actually a number of places in the world that want to be American. So it's not that far out of the box. It seems like the playing field is locked because we don't crush and kill people and take over kingdoms anymore.
Dude, it's so exciting. It's like World Monopoly. It's like World Monopoly. And Trump's just like, I landed on Greenland, I'll buy it. It's like, I landed on Guyana, whatever, I'll buy it. He's like collecting the cards. All right, what do I owe you? The Danes. Danes owe me 152 billion a month. That's the rent. I put a hotel on it. It's fantastic. Hey, let's plug some events. Let's
do that.
Plug some stuff.
Let's do that.
I love this new format. I'm delighted.
Yeah, you can feel the extra minute for sure. I mean, it's like,
That's
it's
what
instead of
she
like,
said.
it's like, hey, we could actually finish the point. Woo.
Yeah,
Our producer likes it as well.
Everyone's excited about the extra minute. So I'll tell you what I got.
Yeah,
going
you
on.
could roll.
Okay, we added a bunch of dates. Hopefully you guys are all going to the loftusparty.com. We added a bunch of live dates. We're gonna be taping
For
out.
the Make America Great Again comedy tour by the
Yeah,
Loftus
buddy.
Party.
Yeah, buddy. It's myself. It's Chad Prather, Reno Collier from the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, my buddy Brian Hayner from a world tour with Jeff Dunham and Showtime. It's an amazing show. Go to loftusparty.com. Get your tickets. It's not hacky. It's gonna sell out. These are gonna be like, yeah. Get your tickets early. You'll be happy.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then go to the Loftus Party every day. I put this together. I did an amazing article on Joe Biden's new campaign commercial, which is just a train wreck.
An article on...
Oh yeah, because
great.
his new campaign commercial, it looks like he wants to be Joe Biden vampire hunter. He just makes it sound like evil's just running
But
loose.
Scarsborough said it was Reagan-esque.
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. And then, to balance it out, a celebration of tatas, because it was Tata Tuesday.
Ah, yes.
And oh my gosh, the Instagram is just the best.
Right. Right. So you have a community, you have a forum of red-blooded American people.
We had a dude, a guy, Paul Hare, one of the contributors, did this thing about they're racing drones now, but they're big enough for people.
Oh, wow.
They're big enough.
Yeah,
it'll hold like a 200-pound man.
Right.
They're gonna race them. Then they're gonna have actual people in them, steering them. They're gonna race them in the Mojave Desert.
Ooh.
These things go like over 100 miles.
It's like a few days away. I'm sure it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
There, right? Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on.
Great.
So it's a great time. Tell me about you. Tell me about your book. Tell me about your life.
Well, I'll tell you what's really exciting is I'm buying a grocery store in Chicago right now, Michael. So as the happy capitalist, this week, the books we're moving that along and making this amazing show.
Wait a minute. I
But
never know
America,
if you're joking. I never know if you're.
money.
I never know if you're joking. Are you literally buying
I am.
a grocery store in Chicago?
I am buying a grocery store in
That's so
Chicago. In a good
insane.
part of Chicago, by the way.
Hey.
With some heavily armed security. No, I'm kidding. It's a good part of Chicago, North Lake, and you can dwg-re.com. I mean, I love America. I love money too. So that, of course, I'm an evil
It's just
Republican.
such an odd. Come on, you guys. How many times are you going to hear that sentence in your life? So what's new with you? I'm buying a grocery store in Chicago. We have to celebrate that. That's a weird sentence that
thank you very much.
you don't hear every day.
Back to the book next
I'm
week.
putting a popsicle down the Queen of England's underwear. That's another one. Like you don't hear that every day.
Right.
Congratulations.
Oh, well, let's close escrow. But yeah, anyway, so
Let's close escrow.
Let's move into the next
And let's
deal.
close this show with
Thank you
a
very much.
wild card
Woo!
that everyone's going to be excited
Oh,
about.
who's not excited about this?
We are talking about, this just happened today,
Just happened today.
The Matrix Part 4.
Yes.
3 minutes on the clock. We're going to talk Matrix.
Awesome.
Ooh.
The wildest of wild cards. Come on. I mean, the ultimate mythical movie. I mean, I love The Matrix, and we use it here as a metaphor for liberal thought.
It is.
It is the spiritual metaphor for enlightenment. It's an amazing film. I can't wait.
Now, I'm going to hold the phone right now because I will say this as a writer, right? I've written on a few television shows. I've been very lucky. And I've written a couple features, whatever. So I don't say that to brag. I'm just saying it's like I'm kind of informed.
Yeah.
The Matrix is, in my opinion, the perfect movie in terms of the pacing, the plot. You're like the questions. What am I watching? The hero's journey, all of it. It's just a wonderful visually. If you guys can put yourself in that mindset, visually it was groundbreaking. That whole thing, dodging the. It was unbelievable. So then when The Matrix 2 came out and then Matrix 3, it was kind of a bit of a letdown, right? At the time. It didn't do that great. People were like, they were very let down. I watched those movies again. They hold up a lot better. It's like the Wachowski brothers. They knew what they were doing. So
like how I went ahead. No,
you had to go.
This is the whole essence. It was just amazing.
That's
visuals.
epic. Keanu Reeves, God bless him, and this whole his career has just been amazing, and I guess he's just a phenomenal guy. And then here's the exciting part: they got CarrieAnne Moss is coming back.
Yeah.
Come on, the outfit, the skin tight, shiny leather, please, and I have to get out of the way. Look at that
That'll
butt.
make your Saturday edition.
Getting on the, oh yeah, that's gonna be the shiny. I do a Saturday booty thing, and I might have to do a special shout out to The Matrix.
You know, I heard Larry Fishburne today though. He said Neo, he said the Matrix is the system, and the system is the enemy. You know, and that was the movie. It's from the movie. That's what Lawrence Fishburne said.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like he tweeted that to
No,
Keanu Reeves
they were
or
playing it for the movie. I mean, and that was the essence, is like the system is the enemy. Look, I don't want to get too crazy out there, but I voted for Trump because I wanted to deconstruct the system, and he has paid off in spades for me. I feel like America has moved a little bit out of the matrix these last few years. I felt we had a recalcitrant, crazy society that's breaking up.
Well, it's crazy, but the metaphor really works. If you look at Google and YouTube and the search engines and the way they change the algorithm, they're only presenting this little reality.
Right.
When you go to DuckDuckGo and other search engines, you're like, oh, there's Google reality and then there's real reality.
Yeah.
So it is a lot like The Matrix.
If you're not breathing while you're searching, or you're not looking at me, I mean, seriously, and I don't do this. I mean, that thing is in the back of your head. I mean, they are really in your head right now. No, seriously, the big antitrust came out today. Congress is like, hey, you know what? Tech antitrust is coming.
Yes.
They have too much control right now.
Yeah, there was
I'm
that
a free
guy,
market guy,
and there was
this
that
is too
guy
far.
who was testifying in front of to Ted Cruz, who famously said they think with Google and the way they mess with the algorithms, they could swing elections 10 million votes.
Wait, what's your? What was your? Keep going for a minute. What was your favorite scene in The Matrix? Did you have something that like?
They were all so wonderful.
Yeah.
They were also dodging the bullets was huge. That little number, that was huge.
Yeah.
Whoa. It was like there was so many iconic shots and iconic moments that just kept going.
You didn't know where you were though when they were in that in that actual ship underneath the ground. You didn't know if they were really in the Matrix or out of the Matrix. In the very end, they really weren't out of the Matrix. We don't
Right.
know,
Well,
right?
at the end of the movie, they very wisely, they never shut the Matrix down. It was still going, and they
Right.
were going to let some people go. But like Joey Pants in the first one, the first Matrix it's just brilliant when Joey Pants is like, and I don't want to remember nothing. I know this steak ain't real, but I want to be rich and I want to be important, like an actor. It was just so great. And hey, I want a big shout out to the Wachowskis, who I guess have both transitioned.
Yep.
They're both ladies now. God bless you. I'm waiting on Speed Racer 2. They directed Speed Racer.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
So good for them. And then we got
The
the
Wachowski sisters now.
yeah. And then we got the young man from Black Panther. His name escapes me at the moment. A fine actor.
Right.
I guess he's part of the cast. That was when at the end when he blocks the bullets, it's all good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see
So
it.
when is it going to be out? By the end of next year, do you think they're going to?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we don't know. They're starting production in 2020, so hopefully next year.
Yeah,
The Matrix
it'll be
is
great.
back.
The Matrix is back. That is Bullet Points. You guys have been great. Thanks for sharing the videos. Thanks for telling your friends. And in a couple days, our next show comes out.
Single shot.
We're doing 2 a week. We do single shot, which is we take even more time with one issue. My goodness, you guys. This is free. This is free.